Hey, what's up everyone? New video here. This time we're going over Fuel Network. Fuel Network is going to be a very big project coming in the future, and it's going to have an airdrop, which is the most important part. So first I'm going to explain what it is, and then I'll go over how to farm the airdrop. And if you want to just farm the airdrop, you're free to skip up. There's timestamps in the description. So Fuel is the rollup OS for Ethereum. What this means is they're building a virtual machine, which is what powers a blockchain essentially, and they're building it so that Ethereum layer 2s can be more optimized and modular. So I'll get into that in a second. What is Fuel? Fuel is an operating system purpose built for Ethereum rollups. Fuel allows rollups to solve for PSI, parallelization, state minimized execution, and interoperability without making any sacrifices. So what that is, parallelization is basically like how blockchains process transactions. Most blockchains are monolithic, which means they can only do one transaction at a time. Now, new gen blockchains are working towards doing more than one transaction at a time, but those are layer ones. Layer twos usually only have to batch transactions and then like connect it to the Ethereum layer one, which is still like a singular approach, while they're approaching it in a way that's modular, which means and parallelized, which means it's like you can do multiple transactions at once, parallelization, and it will all work simultaneously. So it'll keep track of everything at the time, and you can have multiple transactions in the same block. And yeah, interoperability is just chains being interoperable. So what that means is Solana and Ethereum, one day we assume that we won't need to use the blockchain itself, like the interfaces, because it'll all be under one thing. Like every blockchain will work with one another and speak to each other the same way our internet does because it's open. And yeah, so the Fuel virtual machine is a virtual machine they're creating to fix these issues that other blockchains have. And through this, they built the Sway programming language, which is a combination of Rust and Solidity. So for context, Rust is used on many big blockchains like Solana, Polkadot, and it's a very good programming language. It processes code 8.3 times faster than Python, which is huge because it's for blockchain. Everything is milliseconds. It's a financial system, so it needs to be fast. And Solidity is the main programming language for Ethereum, and like most of these like Ethereum-based chains like Avalanche, Arbitrum, pretty much all the EVM chains you see are Solidity. So they combined them both. They both have issues. They combined them both to make this language called Sway. They created this language, and it works similar to, it takes the good parts of Rust, it takes the good parts of Solidity and the safety from Solidity, and they put it all into one language. So that's very important because they're actually building their own programming language to see their vision through. So that's a pretty big deal. So we can see here that they raised $80 million for modular execution layer, touting superior speed. I mean, that's just impressive. $80 million. Like a lot of these big airdrops that we release do not raise nearly as much money as this. So this is very promising. And they've been building for 2 years now, planning to release their project in Q3 of 2024. Another thing to note is that modular tokens are new, but they're up and coming. Like Celestia, Dimension, they're newer tokens, but they're really, I mean, the price is down right now, but the market is in general down, but they're performing well, and people are very bullish on the future of modular execution and the future of it. Because another thing you can do is with Celestia and Dimension, the two biggest modular chains, you can build applications on top of them that don't actually work with them. So the best way to explain that is in normal blockchains, when you build an application on it, it's in the same blockchain, and you still have to process your transactions the same way. But if you build a modular chain on top of something, they could actually have completely separate transactions and be its own layer 2 or layer 3 or chain, side chain, whatever it is, for example. So Celestia and Dimension were actually both airdrops. Celestia to Cosmos, and Dimension was an airdrop to Celestia stakers, which I got. Dimension had nowhere near as much funding as Fuel, and they had a lot of money. Like I got a $2,000 airdrop when I was staking $300 worth of Celestia, so that was really good for me. Alright, so this is the part you guys have been waiting for. This is the airdrop guide. So to farm this airdrop, you will need two wallets. one being the Fuel wallet, and I'll put all these links in the description as well. And the other one being an Ethereum-based wallet. I personally am just using MetaMask for simplicity because that's what everyone's used to. And you'll need to add the Sepolia test network on your MetaMask, which it's going to be just when you go to your MetaMask, you add a network, and you'll be able to add the Sepolia by just typing it in. It's the biggest test network. But if you don't see it here, you can use this website I'm going to link down below called Chainlist, which has every single EVM chain. Might be useful to you in the future. It's good to show you guys. I'll link this in the description too. And be wary when you're searching up these sites, especially sites like Chainlist. When I looked it up, I saw 3 or 4 fake versions of this site that are just trying to drain your wallet. So scroll down, make sure to click on the not sponsored one. Make sure the link says chainlist.org. Do your due diligence with every website because there are scams. So the first thing you're going to have to do is go to the alchemy.com faucet, and you're going to have to add Sepolia ETH. So you just create an account on Alchemy. You'll need to use an email and go through that whole process, whatever. It'll take you like a couple minutes. You basically just take your Ethereum Sepolia address. Your Ethereum address is going to be the same for every chain, no matter what. You just paste it, do your little CAPTCHA, whatever. Yeah, and you get your ETH. You're going to get your Ethereum. They do a cool little Cool Cats design. I guess they've got a partnership with them, but I personally already had 0.5 Sepolia. Oh, that was quick. So I have 1 Sepolia ETH now here. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to use the Fuel bridge. So I'm going to connect my Ethereum wallet. And what this is for is, this is like increasing your on-chain presence. So I'm going to do 0.8. Going to connect my Fuel wallet. You can just approve it since this app is actually made by like the same people who made the chain. And I made a burner wallet specifically for this. So when I farm airdrops, I don't use the same Ethereum wallet as I do for all my normal money. So this process is probably going to take a long time. When I did it before, it took about 3 hours to get it all through. But you'll receive your Fuel and you'll be able to do transactions there. If it takes a long time, I mean, it's that's just how it is because it's new technology. So when I first used it, it was very laggy, like a couple months ago. And here's another dApp you should start using because they could potentially do an airdrop too, and it'll help you your on-chain presence on the Fuel network. It's called Baco Safe. So you just create vaults. You can just name them whatever. And what you can do is you can add more addresses so that like this vault is basically a wallet that holds money, and you need approval from multiple addresses to access it. So it's just basic multi-sig, and do everything you can on these. Do swaps, transactions, mess with everything because it could help you get the airdrop. Another thing you want to do, just join the Fuel ecosystem, connect your wallet, and join this. This is just a little group, like a newsletter they have, but it could potentially help you get the airdrop. I'm not too sure about this, but it's better to be safe than sorry. The other thing you need to do is go to guild.xyz/fuel, and they have some tasks. Some of them are closed, but there's a couple tasks that are still open. The other things you really need to do is follow them on Twitter. Follow them on every social media you can, just in case that's a requirement. Join their Discord, message and level up a few. I'm not sure if that's one of the tasks, but if it's not, just level up in their Discord a bit, send a good amount of messages, and you should be good. And this is one of the more tedious airdrops to farm, but if it pans out the way I believe it will, it definitely will be worth it. That's not financial advice. I'm just showing what I'm doing. Every airdrop tutorial I show are airdrops that I'm personally farming and looking forward to in the future. So with that, this tutorial is done. I'll put updates as more information is given to us. Just make sure to join their social medias, do these tasks, and you will be good. All right, see you guys.